So when we don't also focus on in life what makes us fulfilled and happy, every other area of our life is suffers because of that. You can't really even attack your dream because there's no, you don't even have the mental capacity. Not just you, like all of us, obviously we don't even have the mental capacity to to even think our way through problems. We don't have the mental capacity to really to do things that we can at the highest ability. You know what makes us, what makes you really great, when you know that you're operating at the top of your craft and you can really do what you enjoy in life, or what fulfills you, or start that business or grow that business that you really want, is when you're doing it and it doesn't feel like work, when you're motivated and excited to wake up in the morning to do it, when you feel like you would do this whether you were getting paid or not, and you're actively trying to find ways to build it and grow it and get better and connect with the people that you need to connect to, or figure out all the little details and the nuances of how to make it better. And that's when you know you really operate in your craft and doing what you want to do at the highest level. You can't be the best at what you do, or you can't get the results that you want to get in your business if you're not personally feeling a level of either fulfillment, or a level of motivation, a level of inspiration. It takes energy. You know what I mean? Like, just building business in general is hard, but especially when you have personal challenges and you're feeling all of these negative emotions and you're not feeling happy and you're not feeling fulfilled, and you have all of these things going through your head and through your heart, and it makes it hard. It just clouds it clouds your judgment. It clouds your emotions. It clouds your thought process to even want to build it. That's why a lot of people have dreams. That's why people say the richest place in the world is the graveyard. It's because there's a lot of people who never got a chance to realize their dreams before they passed away. There's a lot of people that never got a chance to manifest the ideas that they had. They never got a chance to serve the world the way they want to serve, or change the world they want to change. They never got a chance to do it because of other things that may have been happening or going on in their life. They never had an opportunity to, or they never took the opportunity to say, let me actually go after this, but put yourself in a situation personally where you feel who you become. You feel good about who you are. We have the ability to control our life, but we have to, more importantly, let me be more specific, we have the ability to control how the rules that we set up for what makes us feel fulfilled and happy and what doesn't. We have that ability, right? We have external happiness. We got the jewelry, the cars, the houses. We got, you like to travel, right? That's external, right? And you can be happy with some external things, but there's some things internally that we have to set up internally within us so we can feel more fulfilled and happy about life. And one of the things that I notice as I learn more about people who are successful, like if you want to get into the psychology and the mindset of people who are happy and successful, which is different. So a lot of people that are successful but aren't happy, right? My goal is I want to be fulfilled, I want to be happy, and I want to be successful. Like, that's what I want. I'm looking for the best of both worlds, right? So when I read autobiographies of people who are like that, one, I would recommend read autobiographies. Read whether it's like a Oprah's autobiography, or just read biographies, right? Like I have a tendency of reading a lot of just business books, but I also have biographies too, right? And I like to read those at night and then kind of just let that sit in my mind. And really just try to adopt the psychology of people who've already done it and the people who are more successful to me. But one of the techniques that I see that a lot of people who are successful and fulfilled have is they have an ability to be grateful. And this ability to be grateful for, whatever they have or whatever situation that they have. And at first I heard it and it was I didn't really take it serious. I'm like, yeah, be grateful. Yeah, I hear it. Okay, be grateful, right? And you hear it and things of that nature, right? And, and if, if you're a believer of God, things of that nature. So we've heard it before, but, you can't occupy two opposite emotions, and I think it's even it doesn't even have to be opposite. I believe it's two separate emotions at the same time, right? But definitely you can't have two opposite emotions at the same time. You can't be happy and angry at the same time. You can't feel fulfilled and depressed at the same time. Like those you have to feel those one at a time. So what I've noticed as I've been reading more about autobiographies is I noticed that they are very grateful. Like people who are really like successful and happy and fulfilled, these are the people that are the most grateful for life. And I thought about this recently, and I had to say, what about being grateful beats depression? What about being grateful beats, just anger and frustration or loneliness or hopelessness? What about that combating? And I really had to think about it. And one of the reasons is the rules that you set up for life. See, when you feel a certain type of way, right, or you feeling angry or you feeling depressed or frustrated, there's certain rules that we set up in our life where we say life has to look like this. If life doesn't look like this, and I don't look like this, and I don't feel like this in this situation, and I'm not married by this time, or I'm not married by this age, or I don't have kids by this time or this age, and we set up life so rigid that if anything falls out of line with depressed, or anything falls out of line with frustrated, or if anything falls out of line and you're a little bit too old, or you're a little bit too young, or you're a little bit too big, or you're not making quite enough money, or if anything falls out of line with the rigid paradigm of how life is supposed to be, that's when you're going to feel out of alignment. You're not going to feel fulfilled. You're not going to feel happy. And one of the things that I've noticed is when as I've learned more about people who have that success and have that fulfillment, I've learned that these are people that they expand their paradigm. Like they expand what it takes for them to feel happy and fulfilled. Right? Instead of being like, it has to be in line specifically like this, I noticed that people who are happy and fulfilled, their gap is this big, meaning that it doesn't really take that much for them to feel happy and fulfilled. And when you're in a better mindset based on how you set up life, you feel better and you feel happier, and so much things happen from that. So, these are. I know this could probably feel heavy for like the first one that I'm doing here, right? Because like I mentioned, the reason I'm doing these recharging your business sessions is it's not necessarily that all of these are necessarily just going to be straight business, but it's going to be a mixture between personal and business. But I want to talk about these because I don't feel like there's some things that I've never really touched on or never talked about that either I have opinion on, or some things that I just feel or know, or things that I've read, or people that I've been around, and things that I've observed that ultimately will have an impact on the endeavor that you want to do in your life, the career that you want to do in your life. And I don't feel like there's a lot of outlets right now, a lot of places you can go that talks about more of the personal side too, but how that it can affect you achieving your dreams or the things that you want. You know what I mean? And there's one thing that we all have in common is that you have to bring yourself to the things that you want in this world. That's it. All of us have dreams. All of us have goals and things that we want, but we have to bring ourselves to the situation. Our self is the determinant factor of whether we're going to be successful or not in whatever we want to do in life. So if we're not taking care of ourselves internally, if we're not taking care of ourselves mentally, then we'll never achieve the things we want to have in life, because we're always going to put our attention on the things that's pulling us personally. We're not feeling happy, or we don't quite have the money we want, or we don't quite have the happiness or fulfillment, or just if we're not in that paradigm of how we see life, then guess what? We're not ever gonna want to pursue the things that we want to have in life. So I'll end it with this, and then if we have any questions, we can take questions. But this is ultimately my goal, sort of mentally, as I'm continuing to build a life, build a career, build myself professionally and personally. I put my happiness in not externally, because you could tell I'm not the most, you know what I mean, I ain't always drip down, you know, through Gucci, you know, all of that, you know what I mean, I got some Prada sneakers or whatever, but I ain't really getting, you know what I'm saying, I ain't really getting crazy. But I can say this is that for me, I want to put moving forward, I want to put my focus and my attention on being a better version of myself, and then using that as, for me, as happiness and fulfillment, knowing that I'm being the best husband that I could be in my relationship or my marriage, knowing that I'm being the best person in terms of my career, to be able to serve and help and transform as many lives as I can, even doing things like this, knowing that I am really just really working and trying to be that best version of myself. And that in itself is what is providing the fulfillment and happiness. Not when you don't put your fulfillment and your happiness into things, and you develop it within something that you can control and you can regulate, and you can set up the rules for, then guess what? I can always change the rules. And I can always have my own fulfillment. When I have my fulfillment within myself, I can create what my reality looks like. I can create my world. If I set up the rules of my life, that all I need to do is wake up in the morning to feel happy and fulfilled, then because I control that, and that's how I set up the rules for my life, then guess what? I'm gonna feel more fulfilled and happy. And then I'm gonna get all of the wonderful benefits that are gonna come from me feeling fulfilled, happy, right? More connection, giving more love, right? Serving more, giving more, caring more, being around people more, creating more experiences, right? I'm very an experiential person. Like I like to have experiences with friend and family. I like bringing people together. I like us laughing, joking. I like us having a good time. But I can tell you this: if I'm depressed, or if I'm mad or sad or angry, if I'm any of those emotions or related emotions, do you think I want to be that person? Right? I don't want to be on camera as much. I don't want to be around people as much. I don't want to have experience with other people. I want to be by myself. I want to sleep. I want to think. I want to, I want to do things that is not going to create the type of life and experiences that when I get to the end of my life and I'm on my deathbed and I'm thinking about the type of life that I wish that I would have created for myself, I can tell you one thing: it's not going to look like the latter, right? It's not going to look like me it's not going to look like me being by myself, right? I don't think I would be on my deathbed thinking about, damn, I wish I would have spent more time with myself. Damn, I wish I wouldn't have spent time with my family. Damn, I wish I wouldn't have had more of a relationship with my kids. I wish we wouldn't have. I would never think about. I don't think I would ever think that, right? I would think about wanting to leave my mark in the world. I would think about wanting to create fulfilled and happy relationships. I would be thinking about the memories that I've created with my kids, the memory that I created with my family and friends. I'll be thinking about, what did I want to leave in the world? Did I leave my legacy in the world? Did I set up my family for generational wealth? These are the things that I would be thinking about. But everything that I'm thinking about that I would feel regretful if I didn't have at the end of my life, all of that goes along with positive emotions that I need to make that happen. The negative emotions are not going to make that happen. So if we set up our life in a way where we can have more positive emotions and make it super simple, make it super basic, it don't have to be anything extreme. You don't have to have a rigid paradigm on how life looks. If you open up your paradigm and you're able to be more grateful and happier, easier, you would feel more energy. You would feel another level of excitement. You would feel another level of enthusiasm about the things that you want to do in life. And to me, that is what creates that internal fulfillment.